Maya and Freedom, delivered in London, 22nd October 1896, Part 1. Trailing clouds of glory we come, says the poet. Not all of us come as trailing clouds of glory, however. Some of us come as trailing black fogs, there can be no question about that. But every one of us comes into this world to fight, as on a battlefield. We come here weeping to fight our way as well as we can, and to make a path for ourselves through this infinite ocean of life. Forward we go, having long ages behind us and an immense expanse beyond. So on we go till death comes and takes us off the field. Victorious or defeated, we do not know, and this is Maya. Hope is dominant in the heart of childhood. The whole world is a golden vision to the opening eyes of a child. He thinks his will is supreme. As he moves onwards, at every step, nature stands as an adamantine wall barring his future progress. He may hurl himself against it again and again, striving to break through. The further he goes, the further recedes the ideal, till death comes, and there is release, perhaps. And this is Maya. A man of science rises, he is thirsting after knowledge. No sacrifice is too great, no struggle too hopeless for him. He moves onwards, discovering secret after secret of nature, searching out the secrets from her innermost heart. And what for? What is it all for? Why should we give him glory? Why should he acquire fame? Does not nature do infinitely more than any human being can do? And nature is dull, insentient. Why should it be glory to imitate the dull, the insentient? Nature can hurl a thunderbolt of any magnitude to any distance. If a man can do one small part as much, we praise him and laud him to the skies. Why? Why should we praise him for imitating nature, imitating death, imitating dullness, imitating insentience? The force of gravitation can pull to pieces the biggest mass that ever existed, yet it is insentient. What glory is there in imitating the insentient? Yet we are all struggling after that, and this is Maya. The senses drag the human soul out. Man is seeking for pleasure and for happiness where it can never be found. For countless ages, we are all taught that this is futile and vain. There is no happiness here, but we cannot learn. It is impossible for us to do so except through our own experiences. We try them and a blow comes. Do we learn then? Not even then. Like moths hurling themselves against the flame, we are hurling ourselves again and again into sense pleasures, hoping to find satisfaction there. We return again and again with freshened energy, thus we go on till crippled and cheated we die. And this is Maya. So, with our intellect, in our desire to solve the mysteries of the universe, we cannot stop our questioning. We feel we must know and cannot believe that no knowledge is to be gained. A few steps, and there arises a wall of beginningless and endless time which we cannot surmount. A few steps, and there appears a wall of boundless space which cannot be surmounted, and the whole is irrevocably bound in by the walls of cause and effect. We cannot go beyond them. Yet we struggle and still have to struggle, and this is Maya. With every breath, with every pulsation of the heart, with every one of our movements, we think we are free. And the very same moment, we are shown that we are not. Bound slaves, nature's bound slaves, in body, in mind, in all our thought, in all our feelings. And this is Maya. There was never a mother who did not think her child was a born genius. The most extraordinary child that was ever born, she dotes upon her child. Her whole soul is in the child. The child grows up, perhaps becomes a drunkard, a brute, ill treats the mother, and the more he ill treats her, the more her love increases. The world lauds it as the unselfish love of the mother, little dreaming that the mother is a born slave. She cannot help it. She would 1,000 times rather throw off the burden, but she cannot. So she covers it with a mass of flowers, which she calls wonderful love, and this is Maya. We are all like this in the world. A legend tells how Narad said to Krishna, Lord, show me Maya. A few days passed away, and Krishna asked Narad to make a trip with him towards a desert. And after walking for several miles, Krishna said, Narad, I am thirsty. Can you fetch some water for me? I will go at once, sir, and get you water. So Narad went. At a little distance there was a village. He entered the village in search of water and knocked at a door, which was opened by a most beautiful young girl. At the sight of her, he immediately forgot that his master was waiting for water, perhaps dying for the want of it. He forgot everything and began to talk with the girl. All that day he did not return to his master. The next day he was again at the house talking to the girl. That talk ripened into love. He asked the father of the daughter, and they were married and lived there and had children. Thus 12 years passed. His father in law died, he inherited his property. He lived, as he seemed to think, a very happy life with his wife and children, his fields and his cattle, and so forth. Then came a flood. One night the river rose until it overflowed its bank and flooded the whole village. Houses fell, men and animals were swept away and drowned, and everything was floated in a rush of the stream. Narad had to escape. With one hand he held his wife and the other two of his children. Another child was on his shoulders, and he was trying to ford this tremendous flood. After a few steps, he found that the current was too strong, and the child on his shoulders fell and was borne away. A cry of despair came from Narad. In trying to save that child, he lost his grip upon one of the others, and it was also lost. At last, his wife, whom he clasped with all his might, was torn away by the current, and he was thrown on the bank, weeping and wailing in bitter lamentation. Behind him came a gentle voice, My child, where is the water? You went to fetch a pitcher of water, and I am waiting for you. You have been gone for quite half an hour. Half an hour? Narad exclaimed. 12 whole years have passed through his mind, and all these scenes had happened in half an hour, and that is Maya.